Hello everyone, how's it going? Alright, come on, simmer down, come on. Yes, alright, I know it's been a while, editing takes absolutely forever, and DaVinci Resolve crashes more than Roman ships in a storm. But let's get into what happened last episode. A Trojan hero fled a burning city. Two wolf-raised twins founded Rome, and it filled itself with criminals and kidnapped neighbours, just classic community building. And Rome kicked out its final king, invented the Republic out of pure rage, and then went on a huge conquest spree and took the entire Italian peninsula. Now that's over and done with, we can get into the video about the Punic Wars. It's 264 BC. The Mamertines, which are these mercenaries occupying Messana in Sicily, requested help from the Romans and the Carthaginians. Wait, hold on. Who are the Carthaginians? Well, my child, I've got you. In 814 BC, the city of Carthage was founded by colonists from Tyre, which is a Phoenician city in modern Lebanon, and Carthage is in modern-day Tunisia. Carthage mainly focused in trade, where they sold slaves, metals and luxury goods. It established trading ports across the Mediterranean Sea, and because of Carthage's expert in trade, they were the most advanced navy in the world, but when it came to the military, it mainly consisted of mercenaries. Now back to Syracuse. The Mamertines had went and seized control of Messana, and the leader of Messana had organised the armies to fight the Mamertines, and in desperation, the Mamertines sent messages for help to Carthage and Rome. Carthage already had troops in Sicily, and had responded quite quick. The Roman consuls Appius Claudius Caudex and Marcus Flavius Flaccus were eager to get that Roman military glory. Roman forces crossed into Sicily. They captured Messana, and Carthage raised an army to kick Rome out of Sicily. Carthage laid siege to Messana, and the Battle of Messana had now begun, which Rome had won. Rome won the Battle of Messana, and suddenly every city in Sicily started switching sides faster than me when there's dog food on the line. Delicious. After Rome's victory at Messana, Carthage was furious. To restore control in Sicily, they sent reinforcements to the city of Agrigentum under the command of Hannibal Gisco. Rome responded instantly. The consuls Lucius Postum... you know what? Forget this. They're just consuls, alright? Anyway, they marched their legions straight to Agrigentum. No hesitation, no planning, just pure Roman will figure it out later energy, They surrounded the city and began a siege, and immediately discovered a problem. They forgot the food. Rome had never fought outside Italy before, so they had no supply chain. But, we'll figure it out later. But things got worse. Hanno the Great, one of Carthage's most experienced commanders, arrived with a relief army. Suddenly, the Romans were trapped in a double siege, starving inside their own siege lines. Months passed, morale collapsed, everyone was miserable. Finally, Hanno attacked, and the Battle of Agrigentum erupted. Rome had somehow won, but at a massive cost. Around 30,000 Romans dead, compared to 7,000 Carthaginians. Still, Rome captured more land and set up a client state, and were thinking, hey, maybe we should conquer all of Sicily. But remember, Sicily is an island, and Rome has as many ships as I have girls. Spoiler alert, 0. So how is Rome going to get a navy? What's a navy? Get a load of this guy. If you're trying to build a navy, how would you know what to build? Well, luckily enough, When a Carthaginian quinquereme washed ashore, the Romans basically said, "Get in," and copied the design, but added a little wooden boarding bridge called the corvus, a giant hook that slammed onto the enemy ships and let Roman soldiers fight like they were on land. And just like that, Carthage's naval advantage was neutralized. So Rome had its new ships. It's time to test them at the Battle of Mylae, which Rome had somehow won. Geez, that's getting a bit repetitive, eh? But anyway, Carthage rebuilt their fleets and prepared for a massive showdown. And in 256 BC, off Cape Ecnomus, nearly 700 ships clashed in one of the largest naval battles ever recorded. Against all odds, Rome pulled off another stunning victory. Now that the Mediterranean Sea was open, Rome took this opportunity and set foot on African soil and landed near Aspis with 10,000 troops. Rome marched inland, captured towns, and defeating Carthaginian forces in a series of quick battles. The consul at the time, Marcus Atilius Regulus, sent impossible peace terms to Carthage. So Carthage did something desperate. They hired a Spartan. His name was Xanthippus, a mercenary commander trained in the harsh discipline of Spartan warfare. When Xanthippus arrived in Carthage, he reorganized the entire Carthaginian army. Under Xanthippus, Carthage suddenly had a real army again. Regulus, meanwhile, was overconfident. He believed the war was already won, so when Xanthippus marched out to meet him near the Bagridas River, Regulus accepted battle without hesitation. Regulus formed his legions in a deep, tight block, hoping to absorb the elephant charge. His cavalry, outnumbered and exhausted from months of campaigning, took position on the flanks. Xanthippus deployed his forces with mathematical precision. The elephants, nearly 100 of them, formed a massive line at the front. Behind them stood the Carthaginian infantry, now drilled into a disciplined phalanx. On the wings, Xanthippus placed his greatest advantage, the Carthaginian and Numidian cavalry, far superior to anything Rome had brought to Africa. The battle began with the massive elephants charging straight into the Roman front line. On the flanks, the Roman cavalry never stood a chance. They drove off the field almost immediately. With the Roman cavalry gone, the Carthaginian horsemen wheeled inward and slammed into the exposed sides of the Roman infantry. Regulus himself was captured. Rome lost 15,000 soldiers and Carthage only lost 800. The African dream was over and the war would return to Sicily. Then came a new commander, Hamilcar Barca. While Rome tried to grind down the wall with sheer manpower, Hamilcar fought with brains, speed, and pure spite. But then, in 241 BC, off the Aegates Island, Rome raided a Carthaginian supply fleet, meaning Carthage couldn't feed their armies, meaning that they couldn't continue the war. And just like that, after 23 years of sieges, battles, and invasions, the First Punic War was over, and Sicily became Rome's first overseas province. Rome had won, but the real storm was only beginning. What was it called again? Oh yeah, the Second Punic War. Oh no, not again!